Hello everyone and welcome to Biophoenix. Here we discuss all about NEET. So without any further delay, let's get started. In the previous video, we discussed little about complex permanent tissue. Here we will know about its components. We will know about xylem and phloem in some detail. So the question is, what is xylem? Xylem is a plant vascular tissue that conveys water and minerals from root to the rest of the plant. Also, it provides mechanical strength to the plant body. It has four types of cells: tracheids, vessel, xylem fibers, and xylem parenchyma. Now, we will know about tracheids. Tracheid cells are elongated, tube-like cells with thick and lignified walls. Cells have tapered ends. Tracheid cells have tapered ends, and the tapered ends run alongside of each other, just like this. Here you can see two group of cells. Those are run alongside of each other, and they have pits that allow the water to travel from cell to cell. So this way cells are being placed. Lastly, tracheid cells are dead and devoid of protoplasm. Now functions. Tracheid is the main water transporting element, just like vessel. But here is a thing we need to remember. Tracheids are the only water conducting cells present in gymnosperms, because gymnosperm lack vessels. So tracheids are the main and only water conducting elements in gymnosperm. Now we will know about vessels or vessel system. Okay, vessel system is made up of a series of cells placed end to end as a long tube like structure. Okay, the cells are placed end to end as a long tube like structure. Each cell is called vessel member. So the vessel is made up of cylindrical cells. Those are also known as vessel member. Okay, so there is no cytoplasm in the vessel members, and that means they are dead. And the vessel members are interconnected through the perforation in their common walls, and the walls are fully lignified. Now here is a question: why the vessel elements are better than tracheids, or why the vessel elements are efficient than tracheids according to their ability to carry water? Okay, so this is the question, and the answer is the vessels of xylem are more efficient than the tracheids in water conduction due to the presence of perforations in their common wall. So due to the presence of perforation, there can be continuous flow of water into the vessels, and this flow of water increases the amount of water conduction in the plant. Now, where it is found? It typically found in angiosperms. Angiosperm means flowering plants, but it absent from most of the gymnosperms. Gymnosperm example, conifers. So the important thing is vessels are main water transporting element in angiosperms. Now the function. Function is to transport water, including necessary minerals, from the root to the leaves and the other part of the plant. Now the next one is xylem fiber. Okay. In xylem fiber, cells have highly thickened walls with obliterated central lumens. These cells may either be septate or aseptate. Here in this picture you can see the two types of fibers, septate and aseptate. Septate means fibers are divided along their length by some horizontal walls, but some fibers are not divided with the horizontal walls. They are called aseptate. Okay, so here you can see some horizontal plates or some horizontal walls are present in septate fiber. Xylem fibers are similar with sclerenchyma fibers. Actually, they are the sclerenchyma fibers. Okay, actually they are the sclerenchyma fibers. Now the functions. Fiber cells have great elasticity and tensile strength. They protect and provide mechanical support to the major water conducting cells like tracheids and vessels. Now we will discuss about xylem parenchyma. Okay. Xylem parenchyma are the only living cells present in xylem, and characteristic features are just like parenchyma cells. They are just like parenchyma cells. Now the xylem parenchyma cells have many functions. Number one, they store food materials in the form of reserve food like starch or oil. They store food materials in the form of reserve food like starch or oil. They also store some other substances like tannin. Tannin is derived from oak tree. It prevents the disintegration of collagen fibers by turning them into leather. That is why it is used in leather industry. Tannin is used in leather industry. Okay. Now the next function of xylem parenchyma is these cells help in radial conduction of water, that is in the radial direction. Also it is called lateral conduction of water. So these are the functions of xylem parenchyma, and so this is all about the components of xylem. We discussed all the four components one by one. Based on the stage and origin of growth. Origin of growth means from where it is originated. Xylem may classified as primary or secondary. So first one, primary xylem is formed by the primary growth from procambium, and the procambium is the part of root apical meristem as well as shoot apical meristem. So that means primary xylem is formed earlier and is formed by primary meristematic tissue. So understood, primary xylem is formed earlier and it is formed by primary meristematic tissue, and secondary xylem is formed as a result of secondary growth from the vascular cambium. We already know about vascular cambium. What is vascular cambium? Vascular cambium are the part of secondary or lateral meristematic tissue. Fascicular vascular cambium and interfascicular cambium are two examples of vascular cambium. So that means secondary xylem is formed by the secondary or lateral meristematic tissue. Now, the primary xylem are of two types. One is protoxylem, which formed earlier, and another one is metaxylem, which formed later. And also the secondary xylem is of two types. One is sapwood and another one is heartwood. So first sapwood. Sapwood is the part of secondary xylem, and it is living, light colored, and the outermost portion of the woody stem. Okay, so sapwood is light in color, lighter in color, and is living, and it is located out in the outermost portion of the woody stem. But the hardwood is non-living and darker in color and is located in the central core of the trunk. Okay, so this is the basic difference between sapwood and hardwood. Later we will discuss about this topic in more details. So lastly, let me discuss about what is the endark condition of primary xylem and what is the exarch condition of primary xylem. This is our last topic in today's video. So first, what is the endark condition? Okay. So in stem, endark condition seen in stem of a plant. So in stem, protoxylem lies towards the center or protoxylem lies towards the pith and metaxylem lies towards the periphery. This condition is known as endark. When protoxylem lies towards the center and metaxylem lies towards the periphery, this condition is known as endark. Here you can see in this picture, protoxylem lies towards the pith and the metaxylem lies posterior to it. Okay, so you can see in this picture, protoxylem is anterior to the metaxylem and it is lies towards the pith. So now what is exarch condition? In root, metaxylem lies towards the pith and protoxylem lies towards the periphery. Just the opposite of endark. Here metaxylem lies towards the pith and protoxylem lies towards the periphery. So this condition is known as exarch condition. Just like this, here you can see metaxylem lies towards the pith and protoxylem lies towards the periphery. That means metaxylem lies towards the center and protoxylem lies just posterior to the metaxylem. So this condition is known as exarch condition. You can see here some root hairs. This structure is obviously present in root.